What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spidercast Podcast. This is where father and son, we go down the rabbit hole of tech, gaming, and sometimes the meaning of life. Today, we're going to be talking about Sony Marvel and Spiderman. We're going to be talking about 15-year-olds making online threats, Gamestop having more layoffs, THQ Nordic news, and Minecraft with RTX. Make sure it wasn't anything else. I'll be honest. Gamescom was a little bit of a disappointment. We're going to talk about some of the things from Gamescom.
I don't know why. It's like, oh my god.
What?
Now it's like, fix it.
What?
I'm too loud in my own headset. Okay. No, that. Ha ha ha.
That's it.
Yeah, you messed with it when you were using my headphones. Okay.
Whatever.
That's better. I don't.
You've gotten up. So you got to be careful because you'll get up on that mic and then you'll get really loud. But then the rest of the time you're way back here and you sound like this. It's hilariously funny because I mentioned about doing a separate audio recording. The audio recording was a whole lot better this last week. So
okay, so we'll keep doing this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because the way OBS does it. Because it's either I'm gonna get crappy audio from OBS, stripping out OBS, or I'm gonna record separately anyway. So I might as well just record it as is. I'm trying to bring our levels up a little bit higher.
Well, if you see, I'm already in yellow. You're green.
Well, I want right in the edge of the yellow, so. But.
Oh my god.
What? That was overly dramatic.
Just sounds like my character just got struck down.
that was way over dramatic. Anyway, at least you didn't curse when you said it.
I can feel it coming. That's the thing.
I hate that when you know it's coming. And it's like.
But see, if I think about it hard enough, it won't do it.
Yeah.
It will just stop. And then I get hit with it when I least suspect.
Oh, so today we are going to do one of the sodas we bought a while back when he was on vacation.
Well, two of the sodas. He ain't going to drink one of them because he can't.
Yep. Soda Boy, this is the caramel cream. This should be pretty good.
And then we got Virgil's Black Cherry Cream Soda. I'm going to be drinking this one because he is allergic to cherry.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a situation where like I would like this would straight up like I do love cherry flavored, and I can have the artificial stuff. That doesn't bother me.
Well, does it say made with real cherry?
But
or
something about when I drink the real stuff, dude, it'll be coming out all ends. Is the only way.
Let's look. What is it?
So 5/2/20. So yeah, cracking bad boys open. Let's
hold on. I'm seeing if you would actually be able to drink this one.
It says all natural on it.
Oh, does it?
Yep. It says all natural on it. So
I might not even like this because I don't like cherries all that much. But we have like what, 3 cherry things?
I think so. One of those is for Doc though.
I think that was a twist off. It was.
It's okay. Teaching you how to be a man and open it up like a real beer.
Well, should you check and see if that one was a...
It was twist off, but I don't care. Twist off hurts my hand.
See, I can do twist offs easy. That just sounds wrong. It doesn't look... Okay, it looks like a butterscotch more than it does a caramel.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Well, and it's not consistent through the whole bottle. That's the thing that worries me.
No, it smells like caramel.
Like I said, this is either going to be really good or not so good. It should be good, though.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely caramel. Caramel. That's caramel.
It is. But I don't know if it's caramel in a good way. Like, it's not bad, but it's weirdly sweet.
Well, see, I like my caramel sweet, so...
I do sort of too, but unfortunately, it doesn't have that like what I would call natural caramel flavor. It's got that
processed
kind of that processed like aftertaste caramel flavoring. It's got to be caramel flavoring. I guarantee it is. Caramel water, pure cane sugar, caramel color. Yeah, it's caramel flavored. That sucks.
Okay. Virgil's micro-brewed black cherry cream soda.
It looks good. Let me smell it. I can smell it.
It smells like black cherries.
Oh, that smells so good. I bet that's gonna be really awesome. I'm actually very jealous. If that even tastes half as good as it smells.
Okay. The initial taste is the way it smells.
Which isn't a bad idea.
But it says cream soda, and I'm not getting that cream soda taste.
The black cherry is going to really take over. You're going to get sweetness, a weird, probably kind of a weird sweetness.
Oh, I'm getting what tastes like a blueberry mixed with strawberry hit, and I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah, that is probably the cream soda. I got to turn you down. You're getting loud.
I'm always loud.
I know, but I can't seem to moderate you.
I know how to project my voice, okay?
You know how to project your voice, but you don't do it consistently. That's the problem. That's why you see me over here playing with my knobs.
And you also won't let me do voices, so.
Because you don't do voices very well.
I can do voices.
I'm not going to go there. So, yeah, we'll be drinking. Like I said, we're...
I just don't do actual character voices.
Yeah, we're soda people. One thing that wasn't on the docket, but we'll kind of do a quick talk. We did get the new trailer for Star Wars.
I was figuring we were going to talk about that today.
We're not going to talk too much about it, but I just wanted to say it's got some interesting questions. I don't want
definitely not the one you asked me right before this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ain't talking about that.
Yeah, not that question. There's a special place in hell for me right now.
Oh, there's a special place for all of us. Trust me.
Yeah, the whole group of us. We got our own little corner.
I earned my place early on in life. So I've earned it.
I'm turning you down.
I keep having to get down here to actually talk into the mic.
Like I said, you gotta pick a spot. You just need to pick a spot, and you need to, as long as you can turn your head. You just
do that crap.
Yeah, you can't be way up on the. You sound like crap when you do that. A couple inches is fine. Just like I said, just pick a spot. Pick a spot and stick with it. I will get you trained on how to properly podcast. But anyway,
as you say, you're the master of it.
No, not even close. But I've watched some YouTube videos. I've seen some, talking about,
this monitor's
Mike. I know that cable needs to. I can need to get another cable. I don't actually know if it's the cable of the monitor, but one way or the other.
My monitor.
That's the other one. Or no, yes, that was the one that you had, because I wanted the bigger one, so I gave you the smaller one.
Yeah, and I didn't have the room I wanted.
Yeah, well, eventually, if I quit having to spend money, I can actually buy me a new monitor, and maybe you can end up with this one.
I don't like the wideness. It makes everything look weird.
And the wideness is so great. Think about when you're playing Modern Warfare, which I'm sure you're going to want to talk about today.
Oh yeah, that.
he played the Modern Warfare
alpha. I played the alpha for the PS4 2v2s. So, and I actually have 2 videos up on the channel on it.
Yeah, you do. So make sure you check out My Life is Austin on YouTube, where you can also catch the replay versions of this podcast. You can also find us on most major podcast services around the world.
As you interrupt me. So if you want to see all the crazy antics that we do, or our facial expressions to certain things, definitely go check out the live version or the afterwards uploaded on the YouTube version. So,
yeah,
you're at Twitch at twitch.tv/SpiderARA713.
That's right.
Shameless plugs.
All right. So,
my channel, I don't care.
So what'd you? Let's since we already kind of brought that bag out, go ahead and tell your feelings about the.
I am very excited for this game. There's a lot coming from, it's just an alpha. We aren't going to see it till like October, but I am very, very excited about this game. You might need to turn my mic up some. But I'm very excited about this game. I will say this: it looks like it was a beta ready to ship out next week. That's what it looked like.
Honestly,
The graphics, the guns, the way just the way it worked.
Well, at this point, if they're doing beta, I mean, it's really a beta. They're saying alpha because there's probably a lot of the, like, I'm sure the map is probably
there's 5 maps.
Is a test map. You know, the maps are probably test maps, or they may or may not be maps that actually make it into the game. Things like that. That's probably why they called it an alpha, not a beta.
Well, one of the maps was actually one of the ones they showed in the trailer.
Okay.
And I think a few of them were as well. So
I'm not the biggest fan of those games. I'm that guy that complains when they don't have the single player. I love the single players.
I love the story too, but this one, you know, I couldn't do Black Ops 4 much because it just did not have that story. Treyarch has spun off that story web a long ago, but anyway, Infinity Ward, they're heading back to their roots with this one. What made them Call of Duty? They're going back to the Modern Warfare. Captain Price, absolutely loving it. Love seeing all the news coming out about it. But I will say, all the small details really makes this game look realistic.
And well, and they've been building to that.
I know it was just an alpha, but if you swayed the gun and you had like a ring or something on the side of it, it would move slightly. It would start to sway. And like if you run, your gun would actually go down like to your side as you're running. Same with your climbing.
So it was playing a little more realistic.
Yeah, it was going realistic shooter. It was going to the level where Battlefield puts realistic.
And
if they will do it, I want destructible objects in the game.
And those are always difficult. Even Battlefield.
Granted, it lags up Battlefield pretty bad.
Yeah, it
especially
really,
if someone drives, a tank through a wall, hits a plane, that plane crashes through another wall. I've seen it happen.
Yeah. And I just my problem is I suck at the online shooter stuff. But the only online shooter I somewhat do okay with is Halo. I don't know why. And I say somewhat. I'm not. I'll get some kills in, but I'm not necessarily the best.
Shooters is more my realm.
Yeah.
Shooters and survival games.
Let's see. We got Gears of War coming next week. Next weekend.
Yeah, next week. And it's only Game Pass Ultimate that gets it 4 days early. Now, I was talking with Sidious, and he said that he thought we had Ultimate.
No,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't technically have Ultimate. I just have regular Game Pass. I don't quite understand that whole gist, but regardless, here about another week or so, you'll be streaming that obviously on your on your channel.
I'm gonna have videos coming out on it and everything.
See, the problem is
I'm gonna be at least first week.
See, the problem is that we're all gonna want to play co-op and play the story mode. We're not gonna be able to. I know. That's the part that sucks.
I mean, I don't think we did that with Gears 4 either.
Maybe what we're gonna have to do is do if they've got
all of us sit on the couch and.
Well, no. What I'm thinking is like maybe you and Sidious might do like the $1 free month trial or whatever.
Maybe
for Game Pass, and then that way we can all sit and play it together in a group.
But then we'll have to do like all the games we kind of want to do within that month.
Well, obviously, Gears of War is going to be one of those games. I mean,
yeah, and there's definitely a few games I know Doc and especially me would love to play with you guys. And
yeah, there's a lot, Forza Horizon and all that stuff. I'm sure you guys would love to.
And
well,
I can play it with him when you're not online.
Yeah, that's the thing when one of us isn't, because he can use my Game Pass when I'm not using it, But
Thank
anyway,
you, Xbox Live.
Yeah. So
I thought it was Disney that bought Insomniac because it was Sony who had them, and then they're the ones who made the game.
See, Doc had a similar thought about that, and I'm like, no. Insomniac Games who's the maker of Spider-Man and the Ratchet and Clank. They've got other games under the
I
belt.
would love to see more Ratchet and Clank games.
They were independent. They did a lot of work with Sony. That everybody, I will admit that they did a lot of exclusive stuff for Sony, but they were not owned by Sony, or Marvel for that matter. And but they had the rights to do the Spider-Man games.
They just knew it was a lot of money.
And Sony announced at Gamescom that they purchased Insomniac Games, and I don't know. I'm kind of getting into this mixed feeling about all the about Xbox and PlayStation. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't done a whole lot of it yet. About them buying up these third-party developers to bring more content, obviously, to their consoles. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, it's getting to be a little too much, and I'm really getting worried about what. I'm afraid that these companies are going to turn into a EA or something like that. You know what I mean? Where they're just going to buy up all this IP and never do anything with it. Or
Xbox so far has been doing a lot with their studios.
Xbox so far has done pretty well. I won't say they've been perfect, but they've done really well.
Sony's a more touch and go with it. They'll buy it, have them help out another studio, and
yeah, Sony does own a decent amount of IP, but they really haven't. They've not.
They don't push it out like Xbox does.
They've not really pushed it like Xbox does.
Sony, I would say, sometimes has more higher quality games.
To a certain extent, I could say that. I could agree with that.
Xbox has that quantity, and there is a very good quality games that come from Xbox because they do have some really skilled teams out there.
Yeah, they I'm just my thing is that I'm afraid that, like I said, I'm afraid they're going to buy up all these IPs and either do nothing with them, or they're going to end up folding up these companies and then kind of really ruin the essence of of the game development industry. And like I said, I'm afraid that that's what they're going to do. That just can't finish it. I can't finish that. So feel free if you think you can finish it.
I know I could. But that, oh my God, no.
It's just too much.
It's too much cherry.
You're going to have to put that back in the fridge for Doc.
Oh, I know.
Let him drink it.
Because he loves cherry.
So the tribute to that, which seems to be, it seems funny, these things happen in almost about the same week from each other. So Sony and Marvel are pretty much in a fight over.
Oh my God, that mixture.
Yeah.
I regret it. I almost get to go grab myself like a Pepsi or something.
Yeah. So Sony and Marvel are fighting over Spider-Man. Spider-Man is officially owned. They own the rights. Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
completely.
they own the rights.
Why that deal was ever like that, I don't know. I know it was one of those times when Marvel.
It's the same thing with it was the same thing with the Fantastic Four. Still is with the Hulk.
Yeah, but some of those other ones have they have time limits, or there's certain things. There's certain
Hulk
clauses.
Does not have a time limit.
I think Hulk is in.
They'll have to.
But Hulk had a specific clause where they could use Hulk
whenever needed for a merged movie.
Right. They just can't do a solo movie.
Dang it, Universal, come out with another Hulk movie.
No. That never worked well for anybody. You should watch some of the first ones. They're pretty horrible.
I seen the Incredible Hulk one. It wasn't half bad.
That one was okay, but it still wasn't that great.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
But anyway, so...
it's the one exception to the MCU.
So a couple of years ago, Sony and Marvel got into an agreement that allowed Spider-Man. That's the reason we got Spider-Man in the Avengers movies. So he's done three. Tom Holland.
I
Tom
was about
Holland.
to smack you for that.
Sorry. Has done 3 Avengers movies, and then he's done 2.
He's done 2 Avengers movies. He was in
3.
No.
He was in 2 Avengers movies and Captain America.
Thank you.
It might as well have been a damn Avengers movie. I mean, it really
Every
was.
Avenger was there except for Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, it really
But
was.
that's because that
Hulk
was
and
that was happening in
Thor were not there.
Who? Thor.
Thor
Yep.
was also not there.
But that's because it was happening in the events of Ragnarok. So
But still, he was in 3 movies in the MCU. He's done 2 movies on the other side of it.
well, the Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, and Homecoming are both technically MCU. So,
in a certain way, yes, because I guess Marvel basically had kind of
Kevin Feige
had semi
creative director.
Yeah, he had some creative control over the movies, which obviously they've done very well. With the most recent one,
Still need to go see it.
It basically is the highest grossing Sony movie of all time. Go figure. You know.
Man,
so
all Sony needed was a little help from Marvel
and Disney. So Spider-Man, yeah, they entered an agreement so that Spider-Man could be in Avengers and that stuff. And Marvel got 5% of the revenue from Spider-Man movies. And Marvel, I guess, came to the table and offered a 50-50 finance for all future Spider-Man movies. And so that apparently Sony pretty much just got up and walked away out of that room. And they pretty much said, no, we don't want that deal. We own it. We're going to keep it.
See, here's the thing. I've also heard that it wasn't 50-50. There was a 30-70, but Marvel will also put up 30% of the money to make the movie.
And that there may have been some side negotiations that were going in there too.
And truthfully, that sounds like a good idea because Sony's not fully financing the movie.
Yeah, but Marvel wants a bigger cut. I mean, think about it. They only gave Marvel 5% of $1 billion.
5%. Okay, here's the thing. They only gave Marvel 5% because Kevin Feige was creative director. That's the only reason.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you're looking at the old deal versus possibly the new deal, if Marvel come back and said, "Hey, we keep the same deal," they probably would have went for it because it's a good deal. But doing the 50-50 really wasn't a good deal for Sony because there's obvious that Spider-Man is not a huge risk. Spider-Man has always made them money. It's never been necessarily the biggest blockbuster movies for them, but it's always made good money.
But here's
obviously,
the thing: Sony Pictures itself, the only thing it has going for it is the Spider-Verse. That's the only thing Sony Pictures has going. Other than that, Sony, PlayStation and everything else, Sony makes way more money than Sony Pictures. So if Disney fully wanted to, just buy Spider-Man. Just buy back the Spider-Verse. Their Marvel territory, we're taking it back.
I think you're flipping that. Sony owns it outright. They own 100%.
Yeah, buy it back.
It
started
saying,
out as Marvel.
Right.
They're getting it back.
You're saying Marvel should make the offer to buy Spider-Man back.
Yes.
You said that wrong. You said that you were saying it backwards.
I don't care.
So,
but if they do that, then it wouldn't be a problem because Sony, I mean, how much money are they just making flat out? PlayStation, Samsung phones, I mean, TVs.
Well, and that's kind of the reason why Sony ever got into some of the movie business, besides the fact at the time that they got into it, it was a big thing. But here's my thing. All right. In reality, Marvel has the bigger dick if you want to put it into that category.
Comparing sizes.
Because Marvel can cut off all their comic books for Spider-Man. They can cut off. Marvel doesn't. I believe Marvel still has the rights for a lot of the toys and stuff. So I think Sony only has the rights to the Spider-Man movies. I could be wrong. I got to look that up.
I know Disney has the rights to the TV shows because they've done animated TV shows on Disney XD.
On Disney. So, yeah, I think it's just the Spider-Man and the related characters in Spider-Man movies. I think so. All Sony owns the
Venom,
rights to.
Carnage, Spider-Verse.
So Marvel
basically.
can pretty well cut every other Spider-Man content off the face of the planet, basically. The other thing is that Tom Holland, who's been a big part, obviously, of the resurgence of the Spider-Man series, he has the option to play in one more movie. Like on his contract, he has the option to play one more
Two more.
movie. No, they confirmed it was one more. It was 3 and 3. So he had 3 MCU and 3 regular. But the trick of his contract is he has the option. He can choose not to film that third movie. So Tom Holland apparently is not real thrilled with the pissing match that's been going back and forth.
He loves being part of the MCU.
Well, he really enjoys being part of the MCU, but the thing is, his story arc so far has been so tied to the MCU. I mean, think about we know from the preview trailers of this last movie, Shield and Nick Fury and Iron Man are all big parts of it. Obviously, Iron Man was a part of his first movie.
And if you haven't watched Endgame yet, you should have. But because of his death, Iron Man's death, he's definitely a part of the second one.
Well, and that's part of it. But that's the thing that they would have to totally they could
negate all of that.
Well, they can no longer even mention Tony Stark. You know what I mean? It's one of the things Sony would have to.
There's no such thing as Tony Stark or Iron Man. There's no such thing as Shield. You have been memory wiped and kicked to the curb.
Here's my backwards theory, and this is just a fan theory for anybody that's listening. Here's what I would do if I was Marvel and I wanted to be a real dick. Besides the fact of cutting off Spider-Man from pretty much every other piece of media. If they signed Tom Holland to become the next Iron Man, except they refer to him by name as Peter Stark, and they don't mention that he's Spider-Man.
I mean, Peter Parker was sort of the son figure of Tony, and Tony was kind of the father figure there.
Well, and I think the MCU for the possible next Avengers movie, because there has been in the comics and in the cartoons a situation where Spider-Man was actually leading the team. So he has led
teenager leading the team.
He has led the Avengers.
Full-grown adults.
I think it was a more of adult version of the Spider-Man character, but still, he has led the Avengers for and there's a certain story
and Falcon
arc.
Has also led the Avengers.
A lot of them have, but he's probably the most prominent one other than Iron Man and Captain America. And so my thing is they could use him and sort of use his character without using his character. You know what I mean? That'd be their way to legally get around using Tom Holland to take over as Iron Man and
taking away Sony's lead character,
right,
or lead actor.
And the thing is, I can just imagine that they would joke about, man, you look a whole lot like. Nope, I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? They could literally do that.
Since they're doing the multiverse, they have him come in from a different universe. Peter, what are you doing? What? Where's your suit? Oh, you mean this? Puts on a Stark suit.
Yeah.
And then looks over. Well, you and Doc kind of made this joke. There's a spider coming down.
Yeah, squish the spider.
I hate spiders.
Exactly. Make kind of literally poke fun at Sony and Spider-Man. I could see, like I said, I could totally see him do that.
It's a possibility.
You can't argue about that, can you? Because it sounds like
something Marvel would do.
It does sound like something Marvel.
Not just Marvel. It sounds like something Disney would do.
Yeah, it does.
Mickey Mouse money, you can't beat it.
No. All right, moving on to the next.
Unlimited.
Moving on to the next conversation. Obviously, we've talked a little bit about the shootings and whatnot, and there's been a lot of people who, and especially young people. Hopefully, most of them have been slightly younger than you, but there's been people, adults, who have been making threats and doing things online that they shouldn't be doing. And so, in this case, a 15-year-old made a threat in a video game chat room, and I'll say what he said. I have retracted his name because for these kind of things I absolutely refuse to say the people's name, because you give them credence and you give them this is one of those things. And so he said, I, and his name, vow to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7 people at a minimum. You shouldn't have any reason to ever do that. I don't. There is no. I was joking. It was a joke. No. You can't do that anymore. It just stop. Any teenager who thinks that that's funny, or that's something that's a joke. Yeah, the joke's on you.
Yeah, that just ain't cool.
When all I will tell you is don't drop the soap, big homie, because you're going to jail. So, boy gets somebody reports the boy. The boy is getting arrested, and the police actually released the body cam footage. It's kind of hilarious in this respect. So you can hear in the body cam footage from the mom, he's just a little boy. He didn't do anything wrong. He's not one of those crazy people out there doing stuff. He shouldn't be treated like a terrorist. And the officer, and I love this part, he goes, how do we know he's not going to be the kid from Parkland? He's not going to be the kid who shot up Sandy Hook? We don't know that. And that's exactly the point. People, you need to stop. I mean, kids, adults, it's not a joke anymore. You can't joke about that. Another 15-year-old posted a picture on I want to say it was on Snapchat or something. Posted a photo of the Walmart gun case with rifles displayed with the caption, "Don't come to school tomorrow." Yeah, that's a great way to ruin your life right now. You know what I mean? And I know you have friends that are dumb enough to do something like that.
Oh yeah.
And you can't. You can't do that anymore. In most cases, it's considered a terrorist threat, and we can no longer give people a pass for these kind of things. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not a joke. That's all I'm going to say about that. Do you have any comments to the other effect? That is sort of.
It's just stupid.
It is sort of your generation, so I'm kind of I'll leave it.
They're 2 years younger than me. It's stupid. Why people are even saying that after seeing what's done to the nation as a whole, and seeing how it's torn people apart.
And right now, cops and the FBI and all that, they're not playing around with people anymore.
No, they're not. And that's the scary part. You could say that, and a cop could be standing right there, and I don't want to say it, but either arrest you right there in front of friends and family, or if you have it on you, shoot you dead right there.
Yeah, it's a way that could turn deadly for you, making those kind of threats, jokingly or not. It's not a joke.
My school, my home school, has like 4 or 5 officers that roam the halls every day.
And you have like 1,500 or 1,800 students, I think, in your high school.
2,100.
Is it up to 21? Well,
it's like 2,300, I think.
I don't know if that. Are you talking about your tech school, or you're talking about
home school? Because
Okay.
at my tech school, we only have 1 security guard, and There's class of 300 juniors, and there's less seniors than that.
Yeah, so
It's a very small school, but it's also a place where everyone knows one another, and the faculty know the students.
Right.
So,
all right. Well, moving on to the next conversation.
It's a whole lot less likely for students to get mistreated or so.
GameStop, GameStop lays off more people, nearly over 100 people, including more than half of the Game Informer staff. Here's
GameStop, just take the dang fall.
It is that was pretty much. If you're working for this company, get the fuck out.
Find another job. Find a place that would take you. You know, Best Buy will probably most likely take you.
Yeah.
Any tech store will probably take you.
Yeah, get out. The crash is about to come.
You know what? They're laying off 100 or so people every other month now.
Yeah, this is the third one in less than 6 months.
So
you're talking more than 300 people have lost their jobs in 6 months. It's not looking.
There's not many left.
I wonder what they're. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I want to know the statistics on this.
Well, no, I was going to look at their stock.
Oh God, yeah, that.
Let's see what their games. Yeah,
they're actually growing.
No, dude. I think
they're up from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we last talked about them, they were in the $4 range. Let's say the last 6 months.
Oh yeah, they've been dropping the last 6.
Yeah, in the last 6 months, February 27th, they went from $11.67.
I mean, what was the day of that really big drop right there in the middle? June.
June 5th, and then just about a week ago,
which was
August
around when
15th,
this happened.
They went down to $3.21. They're now back up slightly at $3.82 a share. Yeah. Yeah. If you're working if you're working for this company, run. I've seen this time and time again. This is not going to end. They're waiting to sell out to somebody.
They're hoping someone will come in.
Yeah, they're hoping somebody will do a Toys R Us and buy them out. Honestly,
we'll buy them and put them back out there.
Honestly, I think Best Buy should buy them out.
Honestly, Best Buy should buy them.
I mean, think about it. Turn it into a booth in the corner of a store where they have all their video games and their collectibles and stuff like that. That's what I think Best Buy should buy it.
Yeah,
just for the name.
Best Buy should really just get it.
Close down the regular stores.
Hey, if they still do pre-orders.
True, they do pre-orders.
If they, because I don't know, does Best Buy do pre-orders?
Excuse me.
Does Best Buy do pre-orders?
I believe they do.
Well, if they don't and they buy a GameStop,
they'll be doing pre-orders.
They should be doing pre-orders.
I
mean, we go to Best Buy enough as it is.
THQ Nordic announces acquisition of several companies, and this one
it's been a long time since I've heard anything about these guys.
Yeah, in fact, I thought THQ almost.
I thought they died with GameCube. To be honest, I that's how long it's been since I've seen these guys.
Yeah,
I thought they died off of GameCube.
So they bought Milestone SLR, which apparently is known for their MotoGP and World Rally Championship racing games.
Wait, didn't these guys do a few movies?
Huh?
I thought there was THQ things that did movies or.
If it was one of the video game movies they may have been attached to.
Robots.
I don't know. Gunfire Games, which is a company that that developed Darksiders for them. Goodbye Kansas Game Investments, which is a really weird damn name for. Apparently they have five early stage development studios, and they get the rights to Biomutant. That's one that sounds familiar, but I don't
look it up.
I can't remember.
It honestly sounds really familiar.
It does sound really familiar, but I can't for the.
Huh.
Well, that was PlayStation 4.
Why haven't I never seen this game? not to be rude, but it's like it looks like a messed up Ratchet. Does it not?
It kind of does.
It looks like a Far Cry mixed with Ratchet and Clank. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. I have no idea. Like I said, some reason that name sounded familiar, but I couldn't remember. And then apparently during the earnings call, THQ Nordic said they were in deep development of a new Saints Row game.
Wait, they make Saints Row?
They are the developer that does Saints Row.
Oh, holy crap! Never mind. I've heard of them.
Yeah,
I've played their games.
That's probably the only game I can really say that I've played with any real consistency from that developer.
And they also did Dead Island. Okay.
Yeah, they do have a Dead Island. Apparently, Dead Island 2 has moved developer. I think I heard Kind of Funny Games say that this is like the third time I think it's moved developers. So that one's apparently that game's apparently in development hell. So
here, you do this. Oh crap. Okay, have to get out to the next guy.
That's
here,
what
you
it
do
is.
this.
Yeah.
We can't fix the crap that the people before us did. Okay, here. We can't fix any of the crap you guys did.
Exactly. That's exactly it. They had.
I can just see it going down the line for like a few years, and it goes like, fine, we're just gonna put this game out.
That happened with Doom. Remember when they created that?
Was it Eternal or the first one?
Maybe it wasn't Doom. Oh my god!
Because Doom was.
I don't think it was Doom. I think it was Duke Nukem.
Oh, it probably was Nukem.
Yes, it was Duke Nukem.
Yeah,
that was a game that had that same problem. It kept getting passed off, and
Nukem wasn't a bad game.
I never played the new the.
I played the new one.
Yeah, I never played the new one.
The 2011 one.
God, I played so much in some of the originals though.
I played the new one. It wasn't bad.
Now the other one that interests me apparently in this earning call, they have one of the original creators of the Time Splitters game, Steve Ellis.
Yes, I've heard that they're going to be doing a new one.
God, I love that. Was
we still have it for the original Xbox, don't we?
I think so. I think
we have like the first two. Because there's only 2 games right now.
I think so. Time Splitters was one of those games. Like for me, it was my golden eye.
I never understood it. I never understood why there was a monkey with a gun.
For me, like I said, it was my golden eye game. For me, it was that game I could just play for hours for no reason.
Yeah, with me, it was like I was too young to understand it. Because it was like I started playing. I'm like, why is there a monkey with a gun?
It had some. Well, the second one really kind of went weird,
and it was mainly the second one I would try to play.
So yeah, I'm excited about a Time Splitters game. Obviously, very excited for a new Saints Row. But yeah, it's something we're gonna have to keep an eye on and see what.
Oh, definitely.
See what THQ does. And then this is one that's probably gonna interest you the most.
Minecraft.
It's
bad. I've been wanting to do a Let's Play series.
Minecraft gets RTX ray tracing with high definition.
How would that work?
Apparently, all it's doing is, you know how like when the sun sets and all that stuff, it does a lot of it'll do reflections and it'll do like the lens flares and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be nice.
Hold on a second.
Oh, have you seen updates from like the next snapshot for like 1.15? Bees.
There's gonna be bees?
There's gonna be bees. Okay, I've been seeing stuff about this for, months. And they're just now announcing it. I've been seeing people joke about it for months. Yeah.
So yeah, on versus off.
I mean, off versus on, considering.
Yeah, you can literally.
So it just makes it look more realistic.
It's
and a lot better looking.
Here, let me put this on screen.
Browser. Transition. We do that too much in sync.
I know. So this is Minecraft as we normally know it. In fact, that spot looks like I feel like I've built in that same spot before.
Well, you like to build by the riverbed.
I do too. And then here's with RTX on, and you can see that the ocean looks really awesome.
I mean,
the lighting textures.
Look at the sun. Where the sun is. You get more of that pop. The clouds look like they're more dimensions. The quartz just looks way more clean. Is that glass or glowstone? The glowstone just looks nice. The water is way more realistic.
Really nice.
I mean, look at
the trees.
Yeah,
the trees.
No, over here on the left side. Go all the way. Look, that left tree. Yeah, it looks more grayed out.
So
like it's old.
So yeah, I mean it's one of those things, man. I won't say that it's it's a situation like it would make me buy an NVIDIA graphics card, obviously, just to play.
Wait, would we have to have an NVIDIA graphics card just to do that?
Yeah, you gotta have a 20. You gotta have a 20 series NVIDIA card to get RTX. Supposedly, there's some RTX
AMD. Come on, guys.
You can do with the AMD cards, but it's the problem with RTX is it drains the FPS on a graphics card. But yeah, like I said, that looks awesome.
Yeah,
to
there's
me.
been mods that do this for you.
Yeah, it really looks awesome. Yeah, I mean, look at the wood textures on this thing. Looks awesome.
That's regular stone.
Somebody realized the door wasn't completely closed.
Baby girl, what are you doing?
Toodles our puppy decided to come in, say hi. You know she's gonna jump in your lap.
I know, she always does. Come on.
Oh my god. She's a dog that unfortunately does not understand personal space.
Ow! Stop. Okay, watch your feet. That's dangerous.
She's a bigger dog, but she thinks she's like a Chihuahua. Yeah, she thinks she's a Chihuahua. She's also a very lovey dog, and she loves him to death. It's hilarious.
You too, baby girl.
All right, Toodles, you got to get down.
You're getting down. Stop it.
You knew that was going to be bad. Yeah, for anybody in the audio version of this podcast, she
she just scraped up.
She jumped up in his lap.
I think I'm going to be bleeding just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I might need like a bandage or 2, maybe 4.
Right. So for the most part, that's the podcast this week. Obviously,
should I talk about games I'm going to be playing here?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and talk about what you've been playing, what you're going to be playing.
Well, obviously, I have not been playing a lot of GTA here lately, and honestly, I'm getting semi-burned out on it.
You were actually playing Diablo today.
I was. Well,
you weren't streaming it, though.
No, I was not streaming it. Definitely look out for a Minecraft Let's Play starting up soon. Definitely, if you want to see that, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe at My Life is Austin. That will definitely be awesome to do. Obviously, Gears 5, once it fully releases on like the 9th or 8th.
Like I said, I think it's sometime next week, I think.
Or the week after that.
Yeah.
But definitely watch out for that. I might be doing some Diablo stuff here soon because they updated the game and Demon Hunters have some new stuff added to them.
Oh, really?
Yes, I saw our good friend Bella doing some funky stuff with Demon Hunters, and it looks like she was popping up portals or something on the ground.
I might have to check that out.
Or like special effects and buffs on the ground for herself.
We're old school Diablo fans, so.
And have you been hearing this stuff with Classic WoW?
Yes, they finally.
Okay, what's going on with that? Because I did not hear anything about that till today.
Yeah, they've been talking about it for a while. What ultimately happened was somebody found the original World of Warcraft server info or something, and people were literally playing like vanilla, like original World of Warcraft. They were creating their own servers.
And so what?
Obviously, the company that owns it, not for the life of me, Blizzard, got wind of it and started shutting them down.
But now they fully came out with one.
Because of the fan backlash, they said they would come back and they would do a set of vanilla servers just for small group. It was kind of a niche group, but there was a lot of people.
I've been wanting to get into World of Warcraft for a long time. I just couldn't get behind it back then.
I just never like.
We were playing Guild Wars, and that was good with me.
Yeah, there was a lot of things about Guild Wars that I enjoyed that ultimately kind of ruined me on World of Warcraft.
See, Guild Wars 2 kind of ruined Guild Wars 1 for me.
Yes,
it ruined Guild Wars for me.
It's so much more beautiful to watch and to play, and the story is so much nicer, and
well, not just that, all the crafting.
Right, and that
got really annoying.
I was much more of a Guild Wars fan than I was World. My biggest thing, because really when I was deep in that genre, I did
like MMOs, RPGs.
Right, I refused to do the monthly subscription, which is what WoW originally was. Ain't
it now just buy once and you're good?
I think so. I think it is.
That might just be worth it then.
You can always fire it up and see if you're into it. I mean, it's
they have the try for free stuff going now. So, I know I did it back when I originally started playing StarCraft, and
I think
people are going to hear that name and go, "Oh my God, he played that!"
Oh yeah, we played a hell of a lot of StarCraft.
Yeah, I play a lot of StarCraft 1 and 2. Heck, I can go play 1 right now.
I think what it is, I think when World of Warcraft you can play up to a certain level or something like that, and then you have to pay for like the game or something. I think Guild Wars does the same thing now. You can play up to a certain level and then.
Well, because didn't 2 come out for free?
Not initially.
No, but after.
Yeah, I think after
a few years.
Yeah, I think it went to that you can play up to like level 30 level or something like that.
I know you and me played it for a little bit after it came out because it had like the Lionsgate was.
It was rated. The expansions and stuff. That's the only reason one of the reasons why I haven't jumped back into it is because
they started the expansions.
They started expansions. You got to pay for the expansions.
Sadly,
and I've got a ton of money wrapped up in Guild Wars too. So, because I bought.
Us 3 in this house too.
Well, remember, like Guild Wars 1, I bought all the expansions for you and me.
Yeah.
And then Guild Wars 2, I bought.
And I remember you getting mad at me for giving away that flame sword. Because you remember that.
Yes, I do remember that, you dick.
I'm sorry, I found a better sword.
I should have gave me the damn sword back.
I found a better one.
Because the thing was, I could have copied it onto. That was the thing. Remember, not long after that, they did the thing where you could copy the look of that sword onto another.
The transmorphications.
Yeah. So you can make.
Thing is, you had 2 of them.
Even if you had a higher sword,
you still had one.
I know, but I had one with very specific stats that I didn't want to get rid of.
You had that one because you gave me the other one.
I know. I gave you the other one because it had because it didn't have. There was, I forget exactly which stat it was. There was some boost on that particular one that I had that was oddball.
And that was original Guild Wars when I first got into it.
So yeah, go figure.
I'm sorry, I was what, 10? 8?
I don't know, something like that.
Somehow we still remember that.
Yeah.
That was back when this room was a.
Obviously, we will not have the podcast next week. I will be.
Unless I produce it.
Yeah, unless he does it by himself next week.
Which I could fully do that in my room.
Yeah, you can do that if you want. I don't care. It's up to you.
Yeah, I could.
I will not be on the podcast next week. Let's put it that way.
And the video for it will probably not be posted till the week after that, if it does happen.
Yeah, I'll be out of town. I go to a biker event every year.
I think I might just do a special
and then
talk about what's been going on.
Yeah, I'll be gone all weekend, and then as long as the damn bike is running, I got all the parts. I finally got all the parts I need. I just tomorrow I'm gonna work on it.
So pending.
Here's one of them. My choke cable. I broke it when I was messing with the.
Yeah, your choke cable.
Yeah, my choke cable. Anyway, so yeah, I got to get this on. I got to get the new battery put in, and then I got everything put back together. But I think I pretty well got everything sorted. When me and Nash fired it up, it sounded really good.
I could hear it from my room.
It did sound. It sounded really good. But yeah, like I said, I have a bikers event that it's the Easy Rider Biker Rodeo, and it's a wild party, and it's my weekend to let loose and have fun and ride motorcycles and
once a year.
Yep, it's my once a year thing I do.
He leaves us for an extended week and comes back on like a Tuesday and goes, "Okay, I'm going to bed."
I'm going to bed. I'm sleeping for the next 24 hours. Yeah, because I don't sleep much. It's hard. It's hard to sleep. It's hard to sleep because I camp out there. Like I tent camp out there. I wish I had. I wish I had the time and the money and all that to either have a camper or something like that. But I could never really put the money together to spend on that. If I ever get to the point I get a new bike, then I might think about getting a camper. But
just get actually once Nash gets old enough to do it, he has a bike trailer.
I think that's how I'm going to do Sturgis next year. Him and I are going to go do Sturgis. Yeah, I got to talk to him about that too, because we got.
Well, he wasn't over here today, so.
No, but he may come over tomorrow. But yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Take my friend from me.
We're very, unfortunately, we're very busy people, and this podcast honestly takes a lot of work, at least on my part. I mean, I'm usually doodling some of this stuff while I'm at work and trying to get things done. And
I try to put some stuff into my spare time, or if I'm thinking about putting it in, I go look and it's already in there. I'm like, seriously?
I do that to him all the time.
Yeah, it would be like I'm ready to put something in because I got all the details from it. I go to look and so I can put it in, and it's already there. Now I did beat you to the caption for the Sony and Disney stuff.
True.
I did beat you to the caption of it.
Yeah.
What I did not do because I was in school was type everything in.
Yeah, I first typed it in, but we're doing these podcasts. It's fun. We're not looking to get famous. We're not looking to be anything special.
That's what the YouTube and Twitch channel's for.
Yeah, we're just doing this to have fun and talk shit and
Oh, we do that a lot.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's going to be the podcast this week. You can find us Mondays on twitch.tv/SpiderARA713, usually between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also find me on social media at MyDoneLife.
And you can find me at SpiderARA713 on Twitter. I had to think about which one that was. And at Spider's Nest 713 on Instagram.
And you can also find him on YouTube at My Life is Austin, AUSTIN. So
space between every word.
Yep, space between every word. So everybody have a great day, have a great week, and we will catch you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.
Transition.